Vin Diesel quietly walks into his own restaurant and freezes when he hears a server crying. Years ago, he had opened Torx, a high-end yet welcoming restaurant in Los Angeles, California. This wasn't a vanity project or a side hustle to burn money. He had spent years perfecting the menu, hiring the right chefs, and creating a space where both everyday customers and Hollywood elites could enjoy an excellent meal. Vin knew, however, that no business ran smoothly just because the numbers looked good on paper. The truth of a restaurant was found in the back kitchens, in the break room, in the exhausted whispers of employees after long shifts. That's why every few months he made it a habit to walk into Torx as a regular customer. No flashy entrance, no announcement. Just a man in a hoodie and jeans stepping into his own business like anyone else. That night, the restaurant buzzed with the Friday dinner rush. Servers darted between tables with sizzling steaks and cocktails, while the scent of garlic butter and grilled ribeye filled the air. The ambient lighting cast a golden glow over couples, friends, and solo diners enjoying their meals. On the surface, everything seemed fine. But Vin had been in the industry long enough to know appearances could be deceiving. He spotted the manager, a tall, rigid-looking man in a navy blue dress shirt, standing at the edge of the floor, observing the staff with an unnerving intensity. Then, as Vin moved toward the bar, he heard it. A soft, muffled sound coming from the hallway near the kitchen. At first, he barely registered it, but it grew clearer. Someone was quietly crying. Vin's steps slowed. He turned toward the slightly ajar break room door and glimpsed a young woman, head bowed, gripping the edge of a metal counter as if trying not to collapse. Beside her, another young employee spoke in hushed, urgent tones. Vin didn't know her, but the look on her face hit him like a gut punch. Something was very wrong, and he wasn't leaving until he understood what. He sat at the bar, calm on the outside, but racing inside. The crying wasn't normal work stress, it was fear. Years in the restaurant business had taught him the difference. His first instinct was to approach her, but for now, he remained Vin Diesel, just another customer. He listened. The young man's voice was low. "You can't let him. He doesn't own you." The woman's voice, barely audible. "What choice do I have? He made it clear if I don't do what he says, I'm gone." Vin's grip tightened around the glass of water the bartender had set before him. It wasn't a customer issue. It was someone inside the restaurant. A bartender approached him. "Hey, what can I get you?" "Just water for now," Vin said with a polite smile, eyes still on the break room. The manager, still near the floor, watched like a hawk. The young man from the break room stepped back onto the floor, visibly shaken. Vin saw his opening. Casually, he walked over. "Hey man," Vin said softly. "Got a pen?" The young man, startled, handed him one. Vin took it, but didn't leave. "Tyler," he said, noticing the employee's tension. "I couldn't help but notice your friend seems upset." "She's fine," Tyler said too quickly. Vin tilted his head. "She doesn't look fine." Tyler's eyes flicked toward the manager, then back to the floor. After a long pause, he admitted softly, "She's not fine." Vin studied Tyler's face, the tension in his jaw, the way his fingers gripped the notepad. It all told him the employee wanted to talk but feared the consequences. "Is it a customer issue?" Vin asked quietly. "No, it's not," Tyler muttered, eyes flicking toward the manager. "It's her personal business." That was a lie. Not because Tyler intended to mislead, but because he was afraid. Vin understood. She wasn't just stressed. She was trapped. Vin leaned lightly on the counter. "How long has she been working here?" "Little over a year," Tyler replied automatically, then tensed. "Does she like it here?" Vin asked casually. Tyler chuckled humorlessly. "She doesn't, but she can't afford to leave." There it was. The real problem. Fear and control. not mere stress. Vin's gut tightened. This wasn't just about a bad manager. Something deeper was going on. Before he could ask more, Tyler stiffened. The air shifted. Calloway, the manager, was walking toward them. "Everything okay over here?" he asked, voice smooth but firm. "Yes, sir," Tyler said quickly, eyes on the plates. Vin turned to face the man directly. Mid-40s, sharp features, crisp shirt, neatly combed hair. This wasn't just a tough boss. This was someone who thrived on control. His name tag read Rick Calloway. Vin smiled casually. "Just getting a pen, thanks to Tyler here." Calloway didn't break eye contact. "Good. Let's stay focused." He clapped Tyler on the shoulder a little too firmly. Vin clenched his jaw but didn't react. He wasn't leaving, not until he knew exactly what was happening. Outside for a moment, Vin collected his thoughts. Nate, the bartender, stepped out. Vin saw his chance. "Mind if I ask you something?" Vin said casually. Nate hesitated. "Sure." "Your manager, Calloway. What's he like?" Nate's expression darkened. "Strict, likes things done a certain way. But he's more than strict. He makes Emily stay late alone. She's the only one. And he always talks to her like she owes him something. I've seen it." Vin's muscles tensed. This wasn't just a toxic boss. This was a predator. Back inside, Emily handled a customer mechanically, eyes hollow. Vin approached. "Excuse me," he said, just loud enough for the customer. "I need to speak with you for a moment." Emily blinked, confused. "I'm with a customer." "I know it's important, but this is important too," Vin said firmly. She nodded and stepped aside. Calloway appeared, eyes narrowing. Vin kept his focus on Emily. "It's important she knows she's not alone," Vin said softly. Calloway interjected, but Vin remained calm. Then he revealed his credentials. Executive ownership of Torx. "I'm Vin Diesel," he said. "We need to talk." The room froze. Customers and employees alike sensed something serious. Calloway stammered. Vin played a recording. Emily's voice, raw and shaken. Tyler's hushed response followed. Calloway's color drained. "You've been playing this game a long time," Vin said. "Preying on employees who need their jobs most. But you just ran out of time." He called HR. "You're done. You will never work in this industry again." Vin returned to the floor. "He's gone," he told Emily softly. Relief washed over her. "To everyone here, from now on, this restaurant is under direct review. We'll make changes, not just replacing Calloway, but ensuring no one like him gains that kind of power again." Tyler spoke up. "It's bigger than just one manager. The pressure, the fear, it's systemic." Vin nodded. "Then we fix the system. I'll need your help. Transparency. Trust. If something's wrong, speak up. And if you see someone struggling, don't stay silent." Emily took a deep breath. "I don't want anyone else to go through this." Vin smiled. "You won't. Not here, not anywhere." Later, Vin watched the employees lock up for the night. Emily, Tyler, and Nate walked out together, lighter than they had been in years. Vin exhaled. One restaurant, one manager, one location. But how many more employees were trapped like Emily? Leadership wasn't about control. It was about responsibility. And tonight, he had been reminded why he did this. If you ever see someone abused by power, speak up. Sometimes one person is enough to break the cycle.